How many times have you bought the dip and you got wrecked? Maybe you got influenced by people on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok to press that buy button, and then a couple of days later, your favorite token dropped 20 to 30%. There is a reason why, and in this video, we're going to take a look at a simple but effective strategy to buy the dip without getting wrecked. You want to have a clear strategy, especially in this bear market, to protect your cash, because in this time, cash is king, and you want to take advantage of the best opportunities when the time comes. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, knowing how to buy the dip is one of the most important things that you can learn when it comes down to investing in crypto or even being a swing trader, because it will help you to avoid getting wrecked, okay? So what are the things that you have to look for when it comes to buying the dip, okay? So number one is the leading trend. You gotta ask yourself, what's the leading trend? What is the current market sentiment, okay? Are we in a stage where the entire market is trending higher or is trending lower? Because that makes a massive difference. Because if you keep buying the dip in a downtrend, you are basically gonna run out of cash before that downtrend is over. And that's when you actually should buy the dip, all right? So the second question that you are going to ask is, how do you get involved in the market? Are you a hodler? Are you a swing trader? Because that makes a difference in terms of like the time frames that you are looking for in order to get involved. All right, and then have a strategy in place and put it to work. Okay, so let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart from back in 2017 on the previous bull run. All right, so as you can see right here, so it's 2017. This is a chart from 2017, and you can download this software TradingView so that you can have a better understanding of price action, because on CoinMarketCap it's super simplistic, and sometimes you don't have the tools to actually analyze everything in a better way, right? So going back to 2017, you can use this bar replay tool to go back, and I went back in time, okay? So let's analyze, right, based on what we discussed before, okay? What's the leading trend, okay? So if we had to take a look, you can see, right, that this trend is definitely bullish, okay? The price is making higher highs and higher lows, right? So the price is going higher, right? So in this instance, because the price is trending higher, buying the dip makes sense, right? But let's say if the price, okay, was doing something like this, okay? This is a downtrend, okay? And buying the dip in these instances, okay, we're only gonna get you wrecked, because you're gonna lose capital from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, okay? So it's very important to understand what's the leading trend, and based on that, you are going to put your strategy in place, all right? So, all right, knowing that, okay, we have this leading trend, which is bullish, right? The price is trending higher, okay? So the smartest way to get involved into the market, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here, but it's here, okay? So how do you identify that? You can use the moving averages, which is the averages of the price over time, to actually help you understand and plan accordingly. So you can use the 13-day moving average, you can use the 20 days moving average, and you can even use the 50-day moving average, which basically tracks the price based on a 13, 20, and 50-day period, okay? And it calculates the price, and it gives these trend lines, okay? So if we were here, okay, and the price was trending above these lines, okay, you are not buying at the right price because you're buying at a premium, right? But if you would have had a simple rule, okay, I'm gonna buy only when the price goes below, let's say, the 50-day moving average, okay? So the price went below this orange line, which is the 50-day moving average, okay? And then it did trend higher. So our buying point here was very smart because we bought it at a 40% discount, all right? The trend is bullish, it had a retracement. The rule was to buy when the price was going below the 15-day moving average, and that's where we got a great deal. Also, please bear in mind that this is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and you gotta do your own research, and investing in crypto is risky. So this is my personal opinion and some ideas, that's it. All right, so if we would have bought right here, we would have bought at a 40% discount, okay? And if we would have had like this swing trade up to, let's say, right here, okay, that would have been a 169% gain, okay? And that's even if you're hodling, right? You want to buy at the best possible price, okay? Even right here, okay? Even if you decided to get it involved right here, so the price went below the 50-day moving average, even if you choose a different indicator like the 13 or 20-day moving average, right? You can choose that as well to have a reference where you want to place your orders and when you want to buy. Okay, very, very simple. But that's the correct way of actually buying the dip, because if you would have done the same here, you would have bought at a 30% discount and have a massive upside. Okay, so again, that's the importance of following the rules, right? So see right here where he had the little dip, but it didn't go below those moving average, below those lines. You see these candles right here? They didn't go below. So that was your signal not to buy, because it wasn't the right time to buy the dip, okay? And if we actually move in time with the barter replay tool, okay? So right here, okay, the price went below the moving average, but as you can see, the trend was shifting, okay? And in fact, yes, it recovered, okay? But then, as you can see, it was starting to trend lower. Look even at the moving averages, right? If you see the trend, that these lines are trending higher, and you see right here, you see that they're starting to reverse, okay? So they are not doing this, okay? They started to reverse right here and have this trend reversing. So you're asking yourself, okay, what's the leading trend? Okay, the trend is in this instance turning bearish. Okay, so you need to understand this, because if you are buying the dip in a downtrend, you are going to get wrecked. Okay, and that's what most people do, because they think, okay, I'm gonna buy the dip, okay, and you need to have this clear rule for yourself so that you will avoid to get wrecked. Okay, so as you can see right here, right? So if we take in consideration this low, see the trend shifted, right? It's trending lower. It's not doing this anymore, right? It's not trending higher, it's shifting and it's turning bearish. So right now it's not the time to buy the dip, okay? So as you can see here, yes, you have this bounces back to mitigate some orders, but as you can see, the trending is bearish, right? And then we know what happened, okay? So for the entire 2018, yes, he had some bounces back and forth, but overall the trend was bearish, right? So you need to be very, very careful to understand like the trends, because otherwise you're basically gonna lose money along the way, all right? So Also, one thing that you can take a look at is the fear and greed index, which is an indication of where the market is standing, okay? Theoretically, as Warren Buffett says, you're always gonna buy when there is blood in the streets, so when there's a lot of fear, and you're always gonna sell when there is greed, okay, in the streets. This is an indication also that you can use to actually add on top of leading indicators like the exponential moving averages and the fear and greed index to actually understand like whether or not you should buy the dip, okay? Because if you would have bought the dip, right, for example here, right, so below, so we had the price going below the 50-day moving average, but then he had another massive retracement, right? So for, let's say that you bought here and you would have held until here, you would have been at a 54% loss, okay? Even if let's say you would have sold right here, it would have been a 10% loss. Okay, so you need to understand how the market is moving, you need to understand the leading trend, and then strategically place your orders based on this criteria. And you can have your own criteria. I'm just giving you an example. This was just for you, purely for you to educate on this matter, but you need to understand this. You need to pay attention, and once those occasion present themselves, then you get involved into the market. But buying the dip in a downtrend, it's definitely not a smart move, okay? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have learned some simple but effective strategies on how to buy the dip. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified about this time sensitive videos. And I'll see you in the next.